Are we live?
We are live. We're
Hello.
live, rocking and rolling.
Hello, everyone, and welcome from the forest. Welcome from the forest to your device of choice. I'm Tim Sohn with Sohn Social Media Solutions. So excited to be here for another episode of the Tim and Jim Show with my trusty co-host, Jim Hughes. Take it away, my friend.
And good afternoon, good morning for Rob. He's still drinking his morning coffee. And is that from your favorite coffee place, or
no? This is brought to you by Nespresso. Not sponsored today, but yes.
Right. Yeah, and so really excited to have on the show today Rob Balasabas, who we've become great friends with. He's now the partnership growth manager at TubeBuddy, so he's quickly moving up in the ranks of the world of TubeBuddy, which is an amazing product. And what are we going to be talking about today? How you can use TubeBuddy to help your business YouTube channel. So, Rob, it's great to see you. And tell us a little bit about yourself, because there may be some people watching that actually don't know who you are.
Oh, I'm sure
I'm sure there's tons. But yeah, hey, good to see you guys. Always really good to catch up with you both. And yeah, so hello everyone. My name is Rob Balasabas, like Jim and Tim said. So yeah, I'm the partnership growth manager at TubeBuddy. So we're a software that's used by, I think, a few million YouTube creators at this point. And so yeah, hopefully you guys are using it. If you guys haven't, there's a free version. But yeah, we have over 80 different tools in there inside the platform to help YouTube creators really
80?
With all sorts of, 80 different tools in there. It's crazy. I know. So, but yeah, we have a free version. Go check it out. But yeah, we're just happy to be used by tons of creators on YouTube to grow their channel and manage their channel and all that stuff. So yeah, excited to be here with you guys and answer some questions.
Yeah, and Rob, you're actually, is it in Vancouver?
That's right. Yeah. Beautiful British Columbia, Vancouver, Canada.
Yes.
Shout out to Vancouver.
How's your weather today? Do you have turkeys and bears and deer like Tim does, or is it a little bit less
exactly violent? Right. Exactly. No, actually, it is a bit cold, but it's sunny. It's clear. There's no clouds in the sky, but it's cold. We're into fall, and it's gonna be snowing pretty soon, I'm sure. So
yeah, and we actually, we actually use TubeBuddy for the Tim and Jim Show YouTube channel. I also have it on my Fusion Marketing channel, and it is definitely seeing a difference as we're using it. And you guys are always coming out with great features. And want to thank our friends Gail and the Comic Crusaders, Jeff Entriger, Linda Ray, and Trevor that are joining us. So we've got some people actually watching on YouTube. So it's
awesome.
YouTube is working. And so we definitely, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'd love you all to do that. But let's get into, you've got some great knowledge to share with us. And I've had the pleasure of watching you recently in a meetup group where you've been sharing a lot about TubeBuddy. Yeah. But Tim, you want to start with question number one?
No, absolutely not.
No, you want me to do it?
Question number one. Are you ready, Rob?
Let's go. Let's go.
It's burning questions. Rob, why should a business consider having a YouTube channel anyway?
What? Yeah, it's a good question. And hello to everyone. Linda Ray and actually Jeff, good buddies of mine. And it looks like we have somebody from Gail from Vancouver as well. But hello everyone. That's a really good question. I think there's a lot of businesses that look at YouTube and they're like, man, I want to get on this. Looks like people are getting a lot of traction and it works for a lot of businesses and all these subscribers and views and. So, there's a ton of traffic. There's, your audience, whatever business you're in, whatever niche you're in, your customers are on YouTube. They're consuming on YouTube. I don't know I don't remember what the latest numbers are, but they're crazy. The amount of video minutes that are consumed every single minute of the day, people are on YouTube nonstop. It's actually really funny. Most of the time, I actually get more subscribers overnight. Like when I wake up and I check my channel, I get more subscribers overnight than I do during my day. So people around the world are watching and consuming content. So that's the first thing. Your audience is on there, and also the second thing is that it's got a long shelf life. Your videos on YouTube, compared to other platforms, and not to knock on other platforms. I love LinkedIn, for example. I created a lot of content on LinkedIn before even YouTube became a thing for me. And I still do. I love LinkedIn. But, the shelf life of your video and your content on there does not compete. Like, it doesn't compete with the shelf life and longevity of your content on YouTube. There's videos on YouTube that I created over a year ago that still get tons of views and comments and questions and engagement. And so as a business, if you're going to invest in creating content, and doesn't mean that you don't have to upload anywhere else, but definitely consider YouTube as another channel that you might want to build, so that you have evergreen content that's going to be driving views and traffic to your website, to your landing pages, and growing your audience that way as well.
And I had a conversation with Diane Gladney recently, and we had her on a previous episode, and she, just like you, she's always coming up with these amazing things that really make you think. And she's like, so when you're on YouTube and people subscribe to your channel, one, they want to see your content, and YouTube is going to serve that up to them. But even though we may have a bunch of people following our Facebook, one, they don't all see it, even though they want to see it. Same thing is even an issue with LinkedIn. But two, it's that whole search thing. The fact that when I search for it, because how many times have you been on Facebook and you saw somebody post something, and at the time you're like, oh, I need to get back to that. And then trying to find it is so hard. And that's not the problem that you have with YouTube. So I was like, wow, that really makes a lot of sense, and really wants me, not only for what we do with the Tim and Jim show and sharing great stuff from guests like you, but it's like we really want to even double down more on YouTube, because it just like, and you've been able to get to the point where you actually have a community on your channel. And so people, I think, don't always realize that you can create community with YouTube. It's not just a place where people put videos.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I look at YouTube as sort of a library, because I create a lot of tutorial content, and same on TubeBuddy's channel, a lot of tutorial how-to videos, answering specific questions. And so even when I'm on a community inside of a Facebook group, for example, or even on LinkedIn, and somebody will have a question like, hey, how do you do this? And then I'm like, I already got a video. Like, I can either reply to them in the comments, which is like really long and it's a text form, or I can say, hey, here's a video. I walk you through it. It's like a 3-minute video. It explains everything. It shares my screen, and it just answers the question a lot better. So that's another really awesome use for YouTube. When I talk to a lot of business owners and people inside companies, marketers inside companies, I tell them, like, just look at your FAQs, and if you don't know what to create videos on, just look at your FAQs and start with those. Turn those into videos on YouTube, because you can just share them and your audience will love it. But also, like you said, Jim, there's a search aspect to YouTube where people are looking for your videos. They don't know it's your videos yet, but it's the videos that you are going to create to answer questions on YouTube. It's a search engine. Whereas on Facebook and LinkedIn, again, I love all these other platforms. but you're trying to disrupt people's scroll, right? People are scrolling through. They're not necessarily looking for your videos. You're trying to sort of get in the way of what other things they want to see. And so you're competing. And so you're hoping that like, hey, by the way, like I'm over here, let me show you this thing real quick. But they're just scrolling through. So you're hoping that they stop scrolling. Whereas on YouTube, they're typing something in and hopefully your videos show up because they're looking for it.
Right. And that really kind of leads into our second question, which you've already answered a little bit. And I know we've got a question in the comments that I'll add in that goes along with this. So you've talked about some of the type of content that a business should post on YouTube. But also in that regards, can you talk about the importance of the consistency with posting content? Because I think it's like a lot of people in general get into this, well, I posted it and nothing happened. And
Mm.
it's like, YouTube definitely is, I think, looking for consistency. I mean, what are your thoughts there?
Yeah, consistency for sure. Like, I think it's different if you have a smaller channel versus a larger channel. If you have 30, 40,000, 100,000 subscribers versus if you're just starting out. If you're starting out, there is a bit of a grind phase. I think one of our friends told me that, hey, Rob, you're in the grind phase right now. Like when I was around 500 subscribers, they're like, you're in the grind phase. Try to upload 1, 2 videos a week because you need to put out content or else you're never going to be found. So you need to build up, sort of your portfolio of content that people can search for, that YouTube can serve, that it tells YouTube what your content is about. Your videos are great for algorithms and, for people viewing it, but it's also your message to YouTube, your signals to YouTube saying, this is what my content, this is what my channel is about. I'm creating a lot of live streaming tutorials, or I'm creating a lot of Facebook ads tutorials or videos. I'm creating lots of live stream content around productivity or whatever it is. These are your signals telling YouTube like, hey, this is what my content is about. If you know anyone out there searching for this type of content, I'm the channel, right? I want to build my authority. So you need to build a lot of content. So 1, if you can, 2 videos a week when you're starting out, I think is really, really important. I experienced that, when I started, I was only uploading maybe every few weeks or every couple months. And then I got serious about YouTube and I started to upload once a week, batch recording and doing all those sorts of things. I started doing live streams as well. I think there's a question about what type of content is good. So uploaded and live stream content, definitely suggest doing that and doing that at least once a week.
Right. And Comic Crusaders has a good question, kind of goes along with this.
Yeah.
Do you feel there's a best type of video to put on YouTube, like instructional, motivational interviews, like, because Tim and I, pretty much with our channel, they're all interviews. We haven't really done anything other than putting the show out there. I guess that's one of those debatable things. Should we add other content, or it's really kind of our channel for the show?
Yeah. No, I think, well, again, I can only speak from experience. And so I think you need to bring value, any kind of videos you make. It's not just on YouTube, whether it's on LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter, Instagram stories, Instagram TV. Whenever you're making videos, you got to bring value. So either that is educational, which is tutorials, motivational, inspiring, and then also, entertaining, right? So there's lots of entertainment type videos, vlogs, for example, is more of entertainment, but all of these things can kind of, they can kind of combine, right? So even in interview content like you guys are making here, there are some aspects of it that's motivational. There's some aspects of it that's instructional, depending on the guest, and it's entertaining as well, because of your personalities. So all of those things kind of come together. So I would say there's different approaches to it. My approach has been educational. That's just knowing myself and my strengths and my personality. I'm not a motivational guy. I'm not the guy, that will, kind of be the motivational, like Tony Robbins type or the entertainer. But I can teach you, I can make complicated things simpler, right? And explain it. And so that's what I've leaned on, and that's how my channel has grown. Now, if you're creating lots of tutorial content though, my suggestion, and this is something I've learned, is you need to also make sure you inject some of your personality into it. You don't want to be like, I'm dating myself here, but an encyclopedia. Like you don't want to be just like, how do you do this? And and you're just like a tutorial guy, right? So
Right.
that's where the live streams have really come into play for me, because doing the live streams has helped me connect with the audience, and so they get to know me a little bit, outside of just, hey, this is the software that Rob's talking about. So that's my suggestion there, Comic Crusaders. Yeah, hopefully that helps.
Yeah, and then Linda Ray wanted to know,
Yeah.
is there a length of video that gets more love on YouTube, short form versus long form? Now, and of course, I've seen some specific channels, of course, because, and I know it always makes Tim cringe, but he's getting there. I'm part of that Apple world, and like a channel like Mac Rumors, he
Mm,
puts out 5 to 10 minute videos and gets thousands of views. But then again, he's got, uh, six figures of subscribers. But
yeah.
I've just seen that a lot. And I think even a lot of your videos, Rob, that are pre-recorded
Hmm.
seem like they're maybe in that sweet spot of 5 to 10 minutes. Do you think that there's something to that, or do or to Linda's question, is it really, go longer or go
Go
shorter?
shorter. Yeah. Yeah. No, thanks, Linda. That's a really good question. I think it's not really a question of how long is the video. I think it's more of a question of how much attention can you hold, right? So if you can do a 10-minute video or a 20-minute video and hold someone's attention, keep them engaged, get them to watch. So that's probably the metric that we always probably lean on more is watch time. So how much of a video can somebody watch? So if you can only keep someone's attention for like 2-3 minutes, then try to make quick videos, right? That's a skill that you have to develop. Like how to, it's the content that you're talking about, and also in the editing, there's different things in the editing that you can do to keep someone's attention. There's different ways and little tricks that if you watch a lot of YouTube creators do when they are, when they're creating their videos, they are trying to get you to stay till the very end. Tutorial videos, a common one is like, hey guys, in this video, I'm going to teach you 5 ways to get, to build your audience on using live streams. At the end, stick around. I've got a little bonus for you guys that I've never shared before, right? And so you want somebody to stick around to the very end, right? With vlogs, for example, you'll see in vlogs, usually, like, I know we're not doing as much travel vlogs, but in the vlogs, in the first like 10 to 20 seconds, they'll show a clip from like the end of the video or the middle of the video, sort of the climax of the story, right? If you look at a vlog, it's a story. And they'll show it a little bit and then they'll go back to the beginning. And you're like, what happened there? How did they get to that point?
Yeah.
So they kind of tease you. It's kind of like a little hook, when you read a book, like a little excerpt, right?
Right.
And so I think that's probably the bigger thing to think about there, Linda, is like how long can you hold someone's attention for? Now, I know that there's some longer videos or some long form videos, and I've been told that from people that have larger channels with longer form content is that 60% typically, if you can get somebody to watch, if you get videos with around 60% watch time, it seems to be shared by YouTube more and recommended more by YouTube organically. So that's sort of like the magic number that a lot of larger creators are going for, is at least 60% watch time. So meaning like if you have a 20-minute video that people are watching at least 12 minutes of it, not to say if you can do a video in 2 or 3 minutes, then just do a 2 or 3 minute video. Don't try to put fluff in it to make it 10 minutes, because then people will just tune out, right? So yeah, hopefully that answers your question there, Linda.
Yeah. And we're going to take a quick break,
Sure.
about 15 seconds, to get a word from our sponsor, StreamYard.
And oh no, Jim, you're killing me. And we're back on the Tim and Jim show here with the amazing Rob Balasabas talking about how to use YouTube and TubeBuddy for your business. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. Let us know what other questions you have for Rob as we roll along here with our conversation. from the woods and all the other places that everyone is in.
Yeah. So Tim, you ready to give him the next question?
I'm ready. Bring it on. So Rob, when should a business consider using a tool like TubeBuddy? Anyway, shouldn't everybody just use it?
Yeah, that's yeah, I hope so. I'd hope so. Yeah, no, I think honestly, and this is even before I was at TubeBuddy, I was working at Thinkific. We used TubeBuddy, even though we had a smaller channel at the time, and just for different things like there's quick links, right? For example, these are all on the free plan. We have, I think, over 30 different tools in the free plan, and the free plan has no contract or expiry. That's not how we play. So you can just use the free plan for as long as you like. But yeah, you can just use it for some of the things that make life easier for you when you're building on YouTube. So quick links, because there are so many pages in the YouTube dashboard. You can kind of get lost and literally spend days looking for different data and just diving into data if you're a big data person. But yeah, quick links makes that easy. And then also keyword research. You want to be found on YouTube. You want to understand, that, what kind of videos should you be creating, right? You can't just make commercials if you're a business. You can't just talk about random things that you feel like people would want to hear from you. You have to really understand, where you fit initially, where are the opportunities, with search, because that's how you want to be found. Because, you want people to be searching for pain points that then your business or your product or service can answer. And so you want to understand that. So if you're a social media manager, you can talk about a million things, TikTok and Instagram, Reels and all this stuff. It's like, okay, but what are people searching for right now? What's trending? What are the questions? What are the keywords that I should be focusing on? Because that makes a difference, and that could really make a huge difference in the success of your videos. So those are some of the things that are available on the free plan. So yeah, start using it even when you're just starting your channel.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point. I mean, because I think it's kind of like that whole thing where we want everything to be perfect before we go to the next step. But I think with TubeBuddy, right, I think it's almost like it's helping us set those foundations for success later, because it's kind of like if you build it, they will come. What's that movie? Field of Dreams. I had to bring in my sports for you, Tim. So
That's great. I was waiting.
My dreams got crushed on Sunday when the Braves lost to the Dodgers.
No sports references yet, so
my
hour
the
hour is fulfilled now.
And Stefan has a great question. He said since his show is an hour, because he does call it the Spin It Social Hour, interviewing photographers, telling their stories, showing their work, what would you do to make it more successful? And I could see, and I don't know, Stefan, if you're not using TubeBuddy yet, you're hitting on a lot of keywords just in what you talked about. But Rob, you're the guy that knows a lot more about this than we do.
No, it's all good. We all learn from each other. But I think, Stefan, that's a really good question. Definitely check out your show. We have a live show that happens every single week. And so a couple of things that we do to basically make sure that there is longevity with that live stream, because that's the thing with live streams, right? Live streams are really good. If you're not doing it right, live streams are really good for at the moment. Like right now, lots of people are watching, you guys are seeing the notifications and stuff like that. But the trick is then where sort of people win or lose with live streams, I guess, is on YouTube is how can you get people to watch the replay, right? So first thing is obviously schedule ahead of time so you can promote it. Use titles that have searchability. So again, depending on what your channel is about or who your guest is, if you guys are talking about a specific thing, then use that, right? So then, again, who do you want to find this video? What are the pain points that you guys are going to talk about? For example, on our channel, for example, maybe we're going to have a guest and we're going to talk about, creator burnout, right? Creators burning out, when they're creating too much content. So we'll look for keywords, and that's how we'll title it. So creator burnout during the pandemic, and then with the guest name, right? Because sometimes the guest name is searchable as well, right? Because they built an audience, they built a personal brand. So we want to include that in the title. So doing that. And then also with live streams on YouTube, you can, I would suggest putting in chapters. So chapters is available to everyone. And chapters is basically just putting little bookmarks on the video itself. So then, based on maybe your guest, maybe you're asking certain questions, and then people can then just fast forward to those questions. If you're just doing a solo show and maybe you're giving tips, then you can make chapters based on the tips. Tip number 1, productivity tool. Tip number 2, you're talking about this tool. So using chapters is another really good way, because sometimes people won't watch the entire thing, but they'll go through the chapters and say, okay, well, which of these do I want to tune into? Oh, okay. He talked about a little bit about, audio gear. Okay, cool. I'm trying to find audio gear right now. Let's go to that chapter. So then that way people can at least consume some of the video. Very unlikely will people watch the entire replay, but if you have chapters, then there's a more likelihood of them watching some of your content.
Now, does TubeBuddy actually help you create those chapters, Rob?
No. Those are just all directly natively
okay.
through YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. And so our final question, unless we have some more audience questions, are what are the features and benefits of TubeBuddy that will really help a business grow their channel, in your opinion?
Oh, cool. Yeah. I would say definitely the keyword research. That's the first thing. The second tool is the SEO Studio. SEO Studio, basically, we took the best practices that YouTube recommends when it comes to SEO for your videos, and we made a checklist. We made it very intuitive, so you can there's 3 things. There's titles, description, and then your tags. And so we've made it so that you can edit real time, and we'll give you a score to get to 100% SEO for your video. So those are just best practices. So I would say those 2 things. And then the third one that I always use every single day is the canned comments. So as your channel grows, even for a small channel like mine, on my personal channel, I'll probably get anywhere from maybe 15 to 20 comments a day. And so those can add up, right? Especially if you're, sort of a one-person team managing your YouTube channel. So I've made canned responses. So there's common questions that I always get, so I've created canned responses for those so that I can easily respond a lot quicker and be more efficient that way. So I would say those 3 things. And then again, we're just kind of scratching the surface on all the other tools there. But yeah, those are the 3 that I would test out.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, because I want to say the SEO thing is fairly recent add-on, and I was really amazed at that and how helpful it was, because I've done that on a couple of our videos and definitely seen a ramp up in the number of views, because it's even like you don't always think that sometimes you might want to change the title, and then you want to have some of that in the description. I mean, it goes and walks you through all that, because when you're first putting something up, you don't always think about it. And there's nothing wrong with making changes after the fact, especially if it was a live video. And I also you showed us this last week in the meetup, where you can actually schedule a comment when you first put your video up. That was I think you blew the mind of over half the people in that in that room, because it's wow, you can actually schedule a comment through TubeBuddy to your channel when you put a video out there. And I thought that was really, really amazing.
Yeah, that's a best practice a lot of people miss, is they don't put a comment on the video as soon as they upload. But yeah, exactly. So those little things like that just makes life so much easier.
Yeah.
And I see Steph in there with making fun of my small coffee cup. But yes,
right.
We're just starting out. It's just coffee number 1 today.
That's right. Well, it's kind of like if you have too big of a cup of coffee, you'll probably be bouncing off the wall. So trying to measure.
There you go.
You got to pace it. You got to pace it out. Yes.
Yes, I didn't want to spill my coffee on my computer today, so I didn't bring it in the room.
Good call.
So Rob, what's the best way to connect with you?
Yeah, best way is just YouTube, of course. Copy and paste my name and find me on YouTube. Would love to connect with you there. And then also on Instagram. So Instagram, Rob's other account is my handle there. So connect with me on there and send me a DM, questions, whatever you need. Let me know and I'll try to help you out. If not, I can try to forward you to somebody that can. So yeah, would love to connect with you and answer any questions you guys have.
Yeah, and Rob, while we're at it too, so what exactly is your new role with TubeBuddy? Because we get a lot of people that are in agencies and stuff watching the show as the
Yeah.
partnership growth manager.
Oh, I appreciate that, Jim. Thank you. So yeah, my new role is partnership growth manager. So basically, I'm managing our affiliate program now, and then also managing all of the different brands that we partner up with. So yeah, different other software tools or gear brands, brands that are also being used by creators and video creators. And then also managing our influencer marketing campaigns and all that stuff as well. So that's my new role now. I still host the Creators Corner live show, and you may still see me once in a while hopping on live on the TubeBuddy channel. But yeah, it's that's my focus is on partnerships.
And you're actually going to be a speaker, I believe. Is it this week or next week in a online summit?
Yeah, I think that's this week. That's tomorrow, actually, for my session with the social media pros. So that'll be exciting. Some familiar faces there as well. So that'll be good. But yeah, I'm excited for that as well.
Very cool. Very cool. And next week, we're going to have Russ Hedge on, and he's going to be talking about his new book, Befuddled. Russ is a business coach, and so he's releasing this brand new book. Really excited to talk to him about that and helping people with their mindset as business owners. And so don't forget to connect with Rob. Tim, any final thoughts or questions for Rob?
No, I just want to thank you so much, Rob, for coming on. I've been doing a lot of listening today as I want to learn more about YouTube here going forward. So just want to say thanks for coming on. It's great to see you.
You bet.
Here on video.
And he's got a new microphone. He got his Samson, and of course I'm just kind of happy, and I know that Doc Rock is happy that you didn't go upside down on us today, Tim, during the show.
I can't in StreamYard.
I know. Right?
StreamYard, are you listening? I need the 180-degree feature.
There's a way, Tim. We're gonna. I know how we can get there, but not today.
On the ceiling?
Not today. Yes. But thank you, everyone, for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Take care, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Everyone.